had he managed to lift the object, but the weight caused his back to bend forward. Nevertheless, the test administrator stated he should be strong enough to handle some construction jobs. Speaking of which, a border town in the Margraviate of Tacon was looking for people to repair its walls, and Kerr was pleased to have found a job. Later, as he approached the construction foreman with the introduction letter he had been given, the man glanced at the lad's frail frame and doubted his capability, but since he was short on personnel, it would have to do. Thus, he passed the instructions to Kerr to make cement and repair the wall. Kerr was about to ask if he should infuse the cement with mana to strengthen it, but he was cut off by the foreman, who would return in 3 hours to check on the situation, and expected the worker to have used at least half a barrel by then, with payment depending on performance. As he watched his boss leave, Kerr reflected that infusing mana was such a common procedure that the man probably didn't think it necessary to explain. Honestly, he was surprised that half a barrel was considered enough, but regardless, he promised to give his best in this job. 3 hours later, the boss came back to check in and was utterly astounded by what the kid had accomplished. Kerr apologized, having run out of cement, but that was hardly the issue. In reality, the fellow Kurt Rockins had managed to repair a third of the massive western wall in just that short time. Disbelieving, the adult questioned how the boy reached the higher parts without any scaffolding or ladders nearby, and Kerr explained that he put the cement on the end of a very long stick. Conceding after initially underestimating the skinny kid, the boss asked how much longer the young man planned to work there. Kerr confessed that staying for a week would be ideal. With that, the man let the employee off and handed him a bag of coins, the most he had on him, promising to pass on the rest later. Kerr was stunned to receive so much money, being used to just scraps from his former group, and it greatly motivated him. 3 days later, like the boss, everyone passing by the north and west walls could see, and were incredulous at how quickly they were repaired. That day, the contractor told Kerr that he didn't need to come from tomorrow onwards, as the kid had simply fixed the entire wall, leaving those who relied on that work for food out of a job. Nevertheless, as a small consolation, the man noted that Kurt's performance was of a typical SS rank for this type of job, so he gave the rest of the payment to the boy and recommended that he look for another job in the capital. Interestingly, despite his excellent performance, Kurt returned to Hello feeling like a failure, as he felt ultimately kicked out.